Hello guys, how are you?
I'm Hardeep Singh. Welcome back to your own YouTube channel. IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test, and speaking, you got guesswork. Please, guys, participate in everyday listening and reading practice test to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Press the bell icon for the upcoming notifications. Don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams.
Part 1.
You will hear a conversation between two friends, Ayan and Pratima. Ayan is visiting Mumbai, where Pratima lives. First, you have time to look at questions 1 to 3. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 3. Hello, this is Ayan. Can I please speak with Pratima?
Hi, Ayan. Good morning. No, good afternoon. Nice to hear from you. How have you been?
Hi Pratima, I'm fine. What about you?
Same here.
I have the next Friday off, so I'm planning to come to Mumbai for a weekend trip.
Oh, that's great news. Let's meet over lunch once you land in the city.
I would love that.
Have you been to Mumbai before?
Uh, no. Actually, this is my first visit and I'm hoping you could help me plan my trip.
Sure, no problem. What is your flight schedule?
I have booked an evening flight to Mumbai for Thursday and then I have an early morning flight back home on Monday, which leaves me with 3 days to explore the city.
Great. It seems you have enough time to make the most of your trip. And where would you be staying?
Before you listen to the remaining part of the recording, you have 30 seconds to read questions 4 to 10. I have booked a hotel in Juhu because I wanted to be near the beach.
That's great. Juhu is one of the posh areas of the city, and it's pretty close to the major shopping districts and cafes. Not to forget the famous Juhu beach, where you can get some delicious pav bhaji.
The beach and the pav bhaji are already on my to-do list. What else is nearby?
There is Prithvi Theatre, named after the famous Prithvi Raj Kapoor, where you can go to watch a play. I think they are staging one of Shakespeare's comedies next weekend. There is also an open-air cafe and a small bookshop which you can visit.
Sounds great. I'll check their schedule online.
And since you are a first-time visitor, I'm sure you'd like to sightsee a bit. You have to see the Gateway of India, which is right next to the ocean. You can also go book a slot for some leisure sailing with the many boat clubs that have their stalls set up nearby.
Really? That sounds thrilling. I have never gone sailing before. But I hope it's safe because I don't know how to swim.
You will be in good hands, don't worry. These boating clubs are run by certified sailors with years of experience and expertise.
Oh, good. That sounds reassuring. I was also thinking of taking a road trip from Mumbai on Saturday and visit some of the less crowded, picturesque locales around the city.
Oh yes, you should. I can give you a couple suggestions and you can take your pick. Firstly, there is always good old Lonavala Khandala. The Twin Hill Resorts happen to be one of the best places to de-stress and relax. It's a lovely drive up to Lonavala Khandala amidst lush green hills, about 90 kilometers away from Mumbai. There are many places to visit there. like Duke's Nose, Korigad Fort, Tiger's Leap, Lohagad, Bushi Dam, Bedsa Caves and Lonavala Lake. If you're feeling adventurous, you can also go camping and trekking. But always remember to carry your umbrella, raincoat and rain shoes. It rains very frequently over there.
That sounds so enticing. I feel like dropping everything and running there right now. What are the other suggestions?
Next is Matheran. Perched atop the Western Ghats, Matheran is one of the oldest hill stations located about 83 kilometers away from Mumbai. The vibrant green pastures, serene and quiet environment makes Matheran a perfect weekend retreat. A ride on the Neral Matheran toy train is a must as it snakes its way through the Ghats. Simply walking around Matheran and trying out local Marathi cuisine is extremely refreshing. My final suggestion is Alibag. Located around 95 kilometers away from Mumbai, Alibag can be reached either by road or via ferry. It is a coastal town in the Konkan region and is the perfect place if you want to try out water sports or simply laze around on the pristine sandy beaches of Alibag or Varsoli. If you are interested in some history, then Alibag will give you a taste of that too. It has the remains of a 17th century island fortress, Colaba Fort, an old Portuguese fort called Corlai Fort, and the grandiose fortress of Murud Janjira. So, which one would you like to visit?
Oh, wow! Now I am entirely confused. They all sound wonderful, but unfortunately, I don't have time for all of them. I think I will go to Lonavala Khandala. I'm craving a quiet vacation with a view of the hills.
That is the end of part 1.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 2.
Before you listen to the audio, check questions 11 to 20. You have 30 seconds for this. So Sakshi, what are you planning to do after finishing school?
I'm hoping to study medicine because firstly, it's been my dream since childhood. And secondly, if you have a degree in medicine, you won't be unemployed ever. But the tough part is getting into a medical school, and I'll need a good AIMPT score.
How confident are you about it?
Well, I can't say I'm confident, but I might get a good rank, and my parents would be very sad if I didn't.
Why on earth should your parents be very sad if you didn't get into a medical school? There are so many other options.
Because both of them are doctors and highly successful in their career.
I don't have a problem. My parents no longer live together, and they are too busy with their own problems to worry about me. But I'm sure you worry about your future. Yes, I do. And for that reason, I've worked real hard for entrance exams. And I'm hoping to do well enough to get into a top university.
What subject?
Economics?
Why economics?
Because after graduation, I hope to do masters from a good B school. And I would like to specialize in finance. And what about you, Amandeep?
First, I thought I'd get into computers. But after studying computing in 12th grade, I feel it's not my cup of tea. I'd like to study modern history. I think humanities offers a broad education on world affairs, and history is my first love.
But from the point of view of employment...
It's not totally hopeless either. One can think of public administration or academics. Also, it's less competitive to get in.
But Aman, You don't have to worry about grades. I'm sure you will do very well.
Yes, I really don't think I'll do too badly. And Kabir, what about you?
I've taken entrance tests at a number of engineering colleges in Bengaluru. I'm aiming to join one of them and study mechanical engineering. Hopefully, I'll make it. You see, I love making things with my hands. My room is bursting with contraptions made out of DIY kits. I didn't know you are leaving Delhi so soon. Well, my dad works for a private bank and we are moving back to our native place, Bengaluru, when his tenure ends next month.
That is the end of part 2.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 3.
You will hear a conversation. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 30. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 30. Hello, Dinesh. Come in. You said on the phone that you had a few problems to discuss with me. Tell me what they are and I'll see what I can do to help.
Thank you very much, Professor. I've been having some problems adapting to the style of learning at a British university and was hoping you could give me some advice.
I'll do my best. You won't be the first overseas student to have problems. What's your first problem?
Well, my first problem is organising my time. I mean, after I worked out my timetable for lectures, seminars and tutorials, I was surprised to find that I had quite a lot of free time. However, that's how it looked on paper, and not as it has turned out in reality.
I see. Take control of this time and organise it carefully. Time that is not organised can disappear very quickly, leaving you rushing to catch up on your work or even running out of time altogether. Learn the essentials of time management. First, make weekly or monthly plans that set out your study targets for the week or month ahead. Schedule time for reading and work out roughly how much you want to read in each session. Plan time to research and write your essays or prepare projects, so that you do not have to stay up late doing them at the last minute. Have you made such a plan?
No, I haven't. That's obviously something I should do. I can easily fill that free time with extra studies.
No, that's not what I mean. Don't plan to spend all your extra time studying. Remember to leave some time free for hobbies, sports, seeing friends, or simply relaxing. If you do not take time to enjoy yourself, your work will suffer and you will miss out on many other worthwhile experiences. Make a timetable for your free time if you like. Plan when to see your friends. Play your favourite sport or just hang out. Don't forget to revise your plans if you need to. As you progress through your course, you will get a better idea of how much time you need for different activities. Adjust your schedules and keep them realistic.
So, you're saying that I need to keep a balance between work and play, and keep an eye on things to make sure that I'm not doing too much or too little.
That's right. Feel free to show me your plan when you've made one.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you will have some time to look at questions
Thank you. My next problem is coping with my course. Living abroad in a new environment makes studying more challenging than usual. I'm worried about my progress and about how I will cope with examinations.
These concerns are natural, but do not let them overwhelm you. Here are 2 simple ways you can stay in control of your studies. First, ask for regular meetings with your tutor. In your case, that's me, to review your progress and discuss any problems. You're doing that now, so you've taken the first step. Let me know if you are having any language difficulties, though in your case that seems doubtful. As you are probably aware, there is a language centre here where all students can use language learning materials, but it's probably not of much use to you. Second, why not try to form a mutual support group with other international students to discuss common challenges and to share useful ideas? This can be particularly helpful if you find the teaching methods very different from those you have experienced before. Another type of support group could be other students in your subject area. Get together with students on similar courses to discuss the issues, swap ideas, and give each other support.
Yes, the second idea is particularly good. As you know, there are not so many overseas students on this course, but I know some other students from my country on other courses here. I think that I feel overwhelmed because I have set myself unrealistic goals. Just talking to you has made me realize that I need to take a more realistic approach and put my problems into perspective.
Just remember that whatever concerns you may have about new learning methods, managing your time or handling your workload, there is someone here who can help. I'm happy to be that person. All you have to do is ask. Hopefully I can offer you a practical solution.
Thank you very much. There is one other thing. When we had the orientation, the International Student Advisor mentioned a book that's available from the campus bookshop. It's not specifically for overseas students, but she said it was useful. I didn't write it down. You wouldn't happen to know the book I mean, would you?
I know it. I recommend it. It's called Learn How to Learn by David Warner. I'm popping over to the bookshop myself now. Perhaps we could go together.
That is the end of part 3.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 4.
You will hear a lecture. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40. Part of the role of university education is to prepare students for their professional life and career. Part of this preparation is to introduce and train students in lifelong learning, preparing them to approach their career as a continuous learning experience, rather than assuming that the end of their university education represents an end goal beyond which there is no need for further learning. Therefore, students are encouraged to develop as independent learners. An independent learner is one who takes responsibility for his or her own learning and is not always dependent on teacher being available to guide and correct. Such a student sets their own learning goals, makes their own decisions as to when and how to study for these goals, and also evaluates their own progress and develops further goals. This is not always easy for students, particularly those whose secondary education has been very teacher-focused, with teaching conducted mainly in lecture format and with little opportunity for the students to take any control of the learning process. At university, while much teaching is conducted via lectures, students are expected to become increasingly independent in their learning. Departments approach this issue in a number of ways. For example, they might provide personal mentors. This could be a student or a member of staff who is available to discuss problems that the student might have and who will support the student in the process of becoming an independent learner. The second one requires the student to make certain choices about their course, either in the elements they choose to learn or in the way in which they choose to learn them. Thirdly, there is the provision of learning opportunities outside the confines of the campus, including study trips and student exchanges. In the English Language Centre, we try to help the development of learner independence. This English Language Centre is a self-access one. A self-access centre is a place where learners come voluntarily to improve the subject that they are studying. In the case of the English Language Centre, we focus on English language. In a self-access centre, it is the student who decides what to study, when to study, how long to study, what materials to use, how to use the materials, and how to assess effectiveness. The learner is not, however, left totally alone. Learners are encouraged to come to the centre in groups, so that they can help each other in the learning process, and there is also always an English teacher available to answer any questions that students might have, to discuss their progress, and to help the learner assess their work. Let's take an example. Mary and her friend Jim have decided they need to improve their report writing skills. They decide to go to the ELC twice in the next week, for 2 hours each time, from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. The first thing they do is talk to the English teacher there, to help them identify what particular elements of writing a report they find especially difficult. Having done this, they identify suitable books, videos, or computer programs from the index, with help from the teacher if needed. Looking at the materials, they decide which to use first, and how to best to use it. Working through the materials, they discuss problems with each other, compare notes, and evaluate each other's work and progress. This process of working together is important, as the students are able to support each other in the learning process. Of course, sometimes they need more help, and so they ask the English teacher at the centre. When they have finished their studies, they review what they have studied, with help from their notes, and evaluate the extent to which they have, or have not, achieved their initial aim. In the light of this, they will decide to either do more work on the same topic, or move to another topic, either related to this one or something completely different. There are many ways students can improve their English independently of a teacher. Firstly, they can use English language videos in conjunction with learning activities, such as exercises to practice particular listening skills, questions to lead discussions on the topic introduced by the video. They can do follow-up tasks that use the content of the video to focus on other language skills, such as learning vocabulary or understanding the grammar used by the characters in the video. Secondly, they can use a computer program to improve their pronunciation by identifying and then practicing the individual sounds used in English. Thirdly, they can use a book to find a model business letter, for example, writing one of the same type but with different information, and then discussing it with the ELC teacher before finally rewriting it. Finally, they can use newspapers or magazines as stimuli for discussion activities, with a brief report written at the end, summarizing the discussion. However, the development of an independent learner is not dependent on a centre like the ELC. Within the university, as well as within individual departments, the library, the Student Affairs Office and the Student Union all provide a range of opportunities for the student to develop as an independent learner. Outside the campus, the opportunities are both physical and virtual. Physical ones include libraries, museums and other centres, as well as various special interest groups. In the virtual world of the Internet, the opportunities are both global and vast. To conclude, in a world in which change is central to our continued survival, the professional must have the adaptability and flexibility of a lifelong learner. A lifelong learner must be an independent learner, able to take responsibility for all stages of the learning process. It is the student's responsibility to take advantage of the various opportunities on offer.
That is the end of part 4.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
So guys, don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test and speaking, you got guesswork. Please guys, participate in everyday new IELTS listening and reading practice tests to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. For more IELTS material, visit my official website www.ieltsupdatesandrecentexams.com. The link is given below in the description. If you need PDF files of latest IELTS material, then please join my Telegram channel. So guys, please write your score below the comment section. Again, thanks for listening. God bless you all guys. Stay tuned, stay safe.